Hi, Matthew.
Hi, Jack.
Hi. And just for the purpose of our listeners, could you just introduce yourself so that they know who you are?
Sure. Matthew Elphick. I'm based in Sydney, Australia. Currently work as head of leadership and personalised development for a global organisation called BSI. And I've been using clean language for about 6 years and systemic modelling for the
Mm,
last few years
mhm.
with teams that I work with.
Okay. So you have been using clean language and systemic modeling with teams. And
Yes.
I wanted to find out from you, what do you do when you're facilitating your teams and you agree or you really like somebody's answer in the team when you're facilitating them? So what happens when that happens?
Yeah. So I try not to let that show. For me, it's really important to stay as neutral as possible because it's not. I guess in the past I'd try and build rapport and respond to it in a way that shows I care. But within systemic modeling, it's really not about you building rapport with the group. It's about them building rapport with their stuff and with one another. And if they're getting that, they'll come back for more because that's the real thing that they're getting out of it, not the relationship with you.
Okay, so when you are being neutral, what do you think that does for the group when you are being neutral? Say, as opposed to if you were to go, oh, yeah, like, yes, I think so too, or good job, or well done, or any of those things. What is it
Yeah,
that's
so
happening?
as soon as I do that, it takes their attention away from themselves and brings it to me. And it creates this sense of approval where they need to check with me if that's okay. And really, one of the things we're trying to do is we're trying to get them to be able to do this without you there. So it's
Mm,
building that autonomy or dependency on one another, not you. So if I'm bringing that sort of sense of approval in and agreeing or disagreeing, it's not enabling that for them.
okay. And what would you do if you disagreed or you really didn't like somebody's answer?
Yeah, I think it's really that's for me, that's one of the critical reasons why you have to stay neutral, because if you disagree, you're left and your way is to respond and to try and build that rapport. You're at risk of either having to fake it, which I like being genuine and that doesn't work for me, um, or you disagree with them and then the focus shifts to them having to defend themselves, which is a very different mode for them to be in, and not one I think is very useful for them, particularly within this work. So, it's that principle of accept and extend. Whatever they bring, you're accepting that and extending them to be able to focus on one another. I like to think of it as my role is, I'm a football field. So I'm not there to play the game. I'm not there to cheer on one of the teams. I'm not there to umpire and to judge. I'm there to create this safe space that's big and they can play. It's got clear boundaries and they're able to play safely and achieve the results they're trying to achieve without me influencing them.
Right. Okay. So you are that football field, and that's what you're doing. And what difference has it made to your facilitation when you facilitate in this way?
Yeah, I think it does a number of things. One of the things, I used to get caught in getting into debates with people in the team. So I could sense that sort of tension of me having to fight. And then it really narrowed it down to me engaging with that individual, and the group not being
Mm,
as involved. And sometimes that individual being persecuted essentially for their views. So it's helped me step out of that. But it's also helped the group to better work through their own stuff and be more open and willing to share their own stuff.
mm. Right. Yeah. Thank you so much for this interview, and so glad that you're doing systemic modeling and clean language.
Thank you.